lying down, palms facing upwards. Just let the feet fall out to the side. Just taking a moment to check in with the whole of your body. From the top of the head, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just full body awareness. And you're pressing pause on the rest of your day. Letting go of your morning. Letting go of anything you need to do later. This time is just for you. As you lie in Shavasana, just start to be aware of your natural breath. Inhaling through the nose, feeling that breath into the throat, into the chest, into the abdomen. As you exhale, you release the breath from the abdomen, the chest, the throat, and back out through the nose. The whole body is breathing. Every organ, every cell is breathing. Breath is getting longer and deeper. And as you exhale, you're letting go of anything that doesn't serve. Those thoughts, those worries, those negative words. And you're breathing in self-care, love, support, and peace. Keeping that awareness of your breath as you move through your practice today as much as possible. We're going to draw the legs together, raising up the arms and taking the arms behind you, stretching into the whole of the body. Send the heels away, Lengthen into the fingers. And then point the toes, stretching through the front of the feet. As you exhale, you're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, hugging in, squeezing in, peeling your shoulders down to your mat. And then just start to draw a circle with the toes, rolling into that right foot. Letting anything go in the ankle. Reversing your circle. And then taking that right leg long, the arms long again, taking that stretch, maybe that yawn. And we're going to draw in the left knee, squeeze it in, hugging the knee to the chest, peeling the shoulders down onto your mat. And we take that rotation through the left foot, drawing a circle with the toes. We're going to reverse that circle. And we're going to take that full body stretch again. Lengthening, releasing. Let's link our fingers together and just place our hands underneath our head. Take a bend into the legs, bringing the feet onto the mat. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. Let's draw the knees in towards the chest. And then drop the knees to the right side. Remember, the higher the knees, the stronger that stretch will feel. Keep the elbows and the arms soft. No tension in the upper body. Just enjoy that spinal release. Finding your long breath. Maybe closing the eyes. Rolling back to center. And let's just drop the knees over to the left side. Always take that support where needed. Coming back to center, releasing the hands and drawing both knees into the chest, squeezing the knees in. Maybe bringing up the head, pushing the middle spine into the mat. And then dropping the head back down, taking hold of the outer edge of the feet in happy baby pose. And from here, just moving, stretching, releasing, whatever way feels good. Maybe it's simply holding the knees towards the shoulders. Maybe it's lengthening one leg and the other. Maybe it's drawing the feet together. You always know your body best. in whatever way it needs to move. Drawing both knees back into the chest and just start to rock side to side. Checking in with the lower back. Rolling over to one side. Bringing the body around and into table. So bringing your hands under your shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Sending the neck long. Sending the breath into the belly. We're going to do our cat-cow breath. So as we inhale, we look up. We dip into our lower back. And as we exhale, we roll our spine upwards, tucking in the chin. It's a movement with the breath. Maybe it feels good to close the eyes. Working in your own time. Remember, your yoga practice is bringing you back to your body. Bringing you back to this present moment. Spend a lot of time in the outer world. And quite often not enough time in the inner world. Let's take 2 more breaths. Coming back to our table. Let's step the hands a little further forward on our mat. And we're going to come to our rotation. So again, it does feel nice to keep the eyes closed as you roll through the body. Keep the movement slow. Keep the breath long. Letting the body release. Reverse your circle. Is there anything you're holding that you need to let go of? Coming back to table. Sitting back to the heels, sending the arms alongside the legs and just rolling down into Balasana. Peeling the shoulder blades open. Connecting your third eye to the ground, to the floor beneath you. Breathing into that third eye point. Checking in with your intuition, your inner guidance. Rolling slowly back up. Send your hands just behind you, fingers pointing forwards. Let's squeeze and open into our shoulders. You're pushing the chest upwards. Maybe here is just enough today. Maybe you want to delve into the hips as well and push the hips forward. Keep the chin tucked in. As you exhale, rolling back down, coming back into your table, shifting the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders. Let's head into our down dog, so tucking the toes, starting to bend into the legs and pushing backwards. Planting your hands down, planting your feet, squeezing your inner arms so you peel into the shoulders. Maybe it feels good to pedal, to walk through the legs. Maybe it feels good to take a sway side to side so you delve into the hips. It's your practice. Maybe finding stillness now in the pose. Let the head go. Let the neck go. Send your gaze towards your hands and we're going to step forward with the right foot. We're going to bring our hands inside edge of that right foot in a deep lunge. Dropping that left knee down, flattening that left foot and just rock forward and back. You can frame that right foot if it's easier. You can bring your hands to your blocks. You want to lengthen and bend into the legs. Finding your breath as you do so. One more breath here. If you shifted the hands, bring them back inside that right foot. Let's push back into the left toes and just bring up the right arm and take a twist here. We can always drop that left knee back down. We're going to frame that right foot and just step it back to plank. We're going to lower our knees. We're going to sit back to our heels in extended child's pose. Third eye back to the mat. Long breath into the belly. Releasing, letting go. We're taking back our power, our energy. Recharging our battery. We're going to roll onto our knees and just start to lower down to our mat. We're going to shift and roll up into our Cobra, peeling the shoulders back. And then we're going to exhale back into that Balasana. We're going to do that again. So rolling onto the knees, bending at the elbows, lowering down to your mat. And then rolling up, stretching through the back and exhaling back into Balasana. Let's do that one more time. So it's like a wave moving through the body, a slow movement. With the breath, inhaling into Cobra and exhaling into Balasana. Third eye back to the mat. Let's head back into our down dog. Looking towards the hands, we're stepping that left foot forward. Maybe the hands are on the inside edge of that left foot. We've got that shifting forward and back once we drop that right knee. Stretching, rolling. Maybe it feels more comfortable with the left hand, the other side of the foot. You decide. Finding your breath, finding that movement. One more breath here. Both hands inside edge of that foot, pushing into that back leg, long back leg. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches. We're taking that twist towards the left knee. We can always drop the back leg, the back knee down. Framing that left foot, we're stepping back to plank. Lowering the knees, sitting back to the heels into Balasana. When you're ready, down dog, pushing up and back. We're going to take a long stretch with that right leg, send it behind. We're going to roll forwards, bringing that knee into the chest and then dropping it between the hands, shifting that left or that right big toe over to the left and walking that left leg back. We're going to fold down into our pigeon pose, so stretching forward with the arms. Maybe it's more comfortable to make that pillow for the head with the hands. Or maybe that third eye point is back down to our mat. Once there, just take a little wiggle side to side into the hips, shifting the weight to one side and the other. So you're just checking in with what is going on in this area. And if it feels good to hold one side, you do so. So if it feels good to hold on to the left or the right. And then coming back to that center point, finding stillness. Two more breaths. Walking the hands back towards that right knee. We're stepping straight back into our down dog. Taking a walk if we need, a shift, a sway, or maybe just that stillness. We're going to send our left leg long and behind. Three-legged dog. Shifting the weight forward, bringing that knee in towards the chest. And then dropping it down to our mat, shifting the toe to the corner or the side of our mat, shifting that right leg back. We're folding down into our pigeon. Always support our head. And once we're there, we're maybe taking that sway, that rock into each hip. Checking in with this area. This area of memory, of emotion. Maybe it feels tight. And then finding the stillness in the pose. Stay in for 2 more breaths. Taking that walk back towards that left knee. Last down dog here, pushing back. Moving, holding, whatever feels best. And then starting to lower into upward dog, rolling forwards, dropping the hips towards your mat. Dropping the knees down, heading back into that Balasana. And then rolling forwards, heading all the way down to your mat. Relaxing the whole body down. We're going to send our left arm out to the side, in line with the left shoulder. And we're going to use our right hand as that lever to roll onto our left hip, our left side. Left ear on the mat. To stretch into that left shoulder. Breathing into this area. Letting go of anything you may be holding here. Feeling the belly expand with the breath. Take a very slow roll back to the center of your mat. We're going to send the right arm out long, palm facing down. Left hand is our lever as we roll onto our right hip. right here on the mat. If we want anything stronger, we can shift that left leg back a little, starting to work into the hip. Shoulders can hold so much, our tension, any burdens. I want you to let it all go. But when we worry, we pray for the things we do not want. We're going to be staying just present in our practice. Last breath. Taking that slow roll back to center. Hands just under the shoulders, pushing up into our final Balasana. You can have your arms long, or maybe you prefer them alongside the legs. Coming back to what serves you, what doesn't. Come into what makes you feel good and what doesn't. Maybe that sigh, that final release out of the mouth. Rolling back up when you're ready. We're going to shift round, send our legs out in front of us. Maybe just making that adjustment so you're sitting evenly on the glutes. We want to lift out of our lower back. And we're going to come to Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. So we're inhaling, we're reaching the arms up. We're exhaling, we're trying to grab something in front of us. And then maybe we take hold of our toes, our feet, or our yoga belts. We inhale back into our lower back. And then we exhale, coming forwards. Letting go of any judgment in your practice, just finding that position that feels right today. If the body wants to move deeper, you use your exhalation to bring you there. Two more breaths. Let's inhale, coming back up, reaching the arms long, releasing the arms down. Let's bring our left leg over our right. We're going to give ourselves a hug with our right arm, and we're going to just send our left arm behind. Let's pull that left shoulder back, And take a twist, turning the gaze behind you. The spine is long. Crown of the head reaching up. And that breath is traveling through the spine. Turning the gaze back to center. Let's draw that left knee in and then drop that knee out to the side. You can always place your block underneath that knee if you need. We're going to point the toes of the right foot upwards. Let's inhale again, reaching up, and then exhaling towards our right foot, using our yoga strap if we need it. We're inhaling back into that lower back, and we're exhaling, folding down. Using that breath, taking our time. Two more breaths. Let's inhale to come up. Exhale to release. Draw those legs back together. Let's sit back on the hands and just take a roll through the toes. Reversing. Legs together. We're going to be hugging in our right knee. Taking it over that left side. We're hugging with our left arm and it's our right hand that's turning behind us. Coming into our spinal twist, pulling that right shoulder back. Making sure you've not collapsed the spine. Spine is still long. Come back to center, hug in that right knee, squeeze it in, and then drop that foot to the inner leg, dropping the knee down, using any support you may need. And we're going to inhale, reach long and upwards, and then exhale towards that left foot. Breathe into your lower back and come down on your exhalation, using your breath. Everything is with control. You're not pushing, you're listening. Two more breaths. Let's inhale, roll the body back up, and exhale and release. Let's grab our yoga block if you have one, and I want you to have a little bit of support for your head. So it could be a second block or it can be a blanket. So that second block or blanket is going to be at the top of your mat. Your yoga block is going to be going down the middle of your back. So you can adjust, maybe you prefer it higher, maybe you prefer it lower. We want to take that bend into our legs. I always bring my hands just onto the block so I can kind of shift it up and down to wherever it's needed. You're going to start to roll backwards. So you want that block to come into the middle of the back if that feels good. You want that support for your head. And you want to peel the shoulders open. We spend so much time with the shoulders rolling forwards. We want to open them back. Palms facing upwards. Various options with the legs. Maybe they're going to stay just as they are, with the feet on the mat. Maybe the soles of the feet are going to come together, letting the knees fall out to the side. Or maybe the best option today feels to lengthen the legs. You're going to decide. Whatever position you're in, I want you to find stillness. Make any adjustments. Make sure that block is not feeling uncomfortable. You want to be able to just let go. Close the eyes. Bring your awareness to your heart space. Area of love. Area of self-respect. As you rest back on your support, I want you to visualize a green light flowing into your heart space. Like the colour of grass on a spring day. Breathing that in. As you exhale, I want you to let go of any negative self-talk. We all can be good at it. We probably don't even be aware of what we're saying. Just let that go. Just full love, full respect for who you are. Last few breaths here. Rolling off of your block if you had it in place. I'm going to get you to bring your bolster or your pillow to your right hip. You're going to have your right knee in front, your left knee behind. And maybe you want that support at the top of your bolster, a blanket, not a block. And we're going to start to turn towards our support. So turn towards that bolster. We're going to start to rest down towards it. So maybe we're supporting our head with our hands. We're getting a very deep stretch into that left hip. That left leg needs to be back. If your neck feels okay and you want an even deeper stretch, you turn your left ear onto that support. If it doesn't feel comfortable with that blanket, you shift it away. Once again, you want to feel supported. There should be no holding anything in the body. Let the breath just travel through the spine, sending it into that left hip. We're going to be staying here for a few more breaths. If you had your head turned, just bring the forehead to your support, allowing the neck to adjust. And very, very slowly, you're going to work your way away from that support. It's quite strong on the spine. We've got the other side to do, so we want to shift our support to our left hip. So just bringing that support now close to the left hip, left knee in front, right leg behind. The more you shift that right leg back, the stronger it's going to be. So you adjust it to where you need it. Maybe you have that support on top of the bolster as well. We're turning, so it's like we're turning our belly onto that support. We're walking the hands down. Maybe we're resting the head on the hands if that feels enough. Maybe we're turning that right ear onto our support. Checking in with the neck. Always bearing in mind that one side may feel different to the other. Just let your eyes close. The mind starts to wander, just bring it back to your breath. You have the head turned, just bring it back to the centre of your support. And then bringing yourself back up. Shifting that support away. We're going to swing round onto our backs, coming down. If you do want just a very small blanket for the head, you can keep it quite low and take it. Just nothing too high, and make sure it's not on the shoulders as well. Lying down on your back. We're going to take a bend back into the legs, feet on the mat. Let's bring the right heel on top of the left knee and then draw that left knee in, leg cradle. You're squeezing that knee towards the chest. Feels quite nice to squeeze in a little more as you exhale, releasing slightly as you inhale. Squeezing and holding that left knee in. And releasing that side. Let's slowly change sides. Left heel on top of the right knee. Draw that right knee in. Hug it in. Take that slight movement with the breath. Squeezing, releasing. And then holding that right knee to you. Releasing both feet back to the mat, a little bit of distance between the knees, and either sending the arms out wide or cactusing the arms so you're bending at the elbows. We're going to drop the knees over to the right side. Maybe it feels good to pick up that right heel, placing it on the outer edge of the left knee. Maybe it feels nice to pick up the head and turn the head to the left. Let the eyes close. Coming back to you are enough. And you do enough. Just being in your body in this moment. How does it feel? Letting the head come back to center. Releasing the legs back to center too. Just taking a breath before you move on to the other side. The knees are dropping over to the left. Maybe that left heel is on the outer edge of the knee. Maybe you're picking up and turning the head to the right. Feeling the coolness of the breath as you inhale. A slight warmth of the breath as you exhale. Shifting the head back to center. And the legs as well. From here, we're going to take rest in Shavasana. If you have a bolster, you may find it feels quite nice to have it over the hips. Or maybe you prefer to have your bolster under the knees. Or maybe not use any support at all. The main thing is you're warm, you're comfortable, and you can allow your body to be still. So make any adjustments. If you have music playing and you prefer it off, then stop the music. If you need any support for your head, take it. Let the palms face up to the universe. Let the eyes softly close. Allowing the body to be still. Inhaling and exhaling, just sending the breath all the way down to the toes and the feet. Sending that gentle breath into the ankles, the lower legs, the knees, the thighs. Sending that breath into the hips. Letting the whole lower body relax. Sending that breath down to the fingers, to the hands, to the wrists and the arms. Letting go of anything you're holding with the hands. Letting go of the shoulders. Sending that gentle breath into the chest, the lungs, the heart, releasing any old patterns. Sending the breath into the throat, releasing any unsaid words. Sending the breath down the spine, the upper spine, the middle spine, the lower spine, sending that breath into the neck, the jaw, the cheeks, feeling that breath at the nose, softening the eyes, releasing the forehead, the scalp, letting that gentle breath just touch the whole of the body. Let go. Let go.